Well, I'm out of breath, red hot. Different locations there. First time I've not fished on the platform for a long time at Palm Tree. I'm over on the right hand bank, Dan's bank normally, but he had such a good day in the bungalow. There's the platform over there, the main pontoon. Dan's opposite. He had such a good day over there. He's going back over there for the day. I've had my breakfast, mixed up a bit of bait, and got 4 rods out. Got a couple out in the margins over here, and then I got one out in the open water, and then one along the margin over there. So with the amount of Julians and smaller species Dan's been catching, we're on the corn. Two rods are on 4 or 5 bits of corn, and 2 rods are on a single krill wafter, sticky bait krill wafter. Yeah, it's pretty warm. It's our last day, Sunday. No, it's not. Saturday. Drive home tomorrow. Getting ahead of myself. Yeah, last day today, Saturday. Bit of football tonight. A few beers. Don't have to wake up early tomorrow. And that'll be 8 nights on the piss. Ooh. I'm put on a bit of weight. I'm ready for action. Benji's just come over on his bike. Here he is. He's come over to do a bit of fishing. And let's see what happens. It's second bite. Just lost tambaki on the margin spot, just to the left hand side of the pontoon of the far end of the lake I'm fishing again today. Yeah, I had it on for about 20 minutes, I think, and it come off close to the net. Got a swai on there.
Tambaki.
That was tambaki before. A big one as well, wasn't it? Looked like it was the same sort of size as the one I had yesterday. Big fish, but you know, they've got teeth and sometimes they bite you off. So I caught 3.
What's the why?
It's a swai, and I've got a swai now. So it's 9:58 in the morning on Saturday 16th of October. It's our 3rd day at Palm Tree, and it's our about 8th day of our fishing road trip, and I'm knackered. Everything's aching. Been drinking every night. Had an awesome time. Yeah, so I've only been fishing an hour. Got to the lake a little bit late. Got to the lake about an hour after Harvey. Walked up here from the hotel. So on previous videos here, I did sort of say, I said that you know, if you ask them nicely, you could probably use a smaller hook around the edges, but they don't want you to do that really. So they asked me yesterday if I could use a size 13, so I'm now using a tight size 13 hook on all rods. But what I'm doing to sort of help counterbalance the weight of the hook, just got a little, it's got these cell pop-up quads, so I'm just trimming them down. I'm cutting them in half and putting sweet corn, 2 bits of sweet corn underneath on the end, and then that under the hook, and as you can see, it sort of wafts around a little bit, you see. So I'm hoping that's going to counterbalance the weight of the hook, just in case using a small hook was catching me more fish. So but today will be a good test of that. Okay, yeah, so I just had a tambaki. I lost a tambaki down there, had off about 15-20 minutes, and then unfortunately bit me off. And then I've got a rod round here, just out in about 2 or 3 rod lengths out off that pontoon off there, and I just had a swai on that. And I'm just about to put this rod out in open water out there. So I've got 1 rod off the hyacinth again, 1 rod in the margins just down here, 1 rod open water, and 1 rod over there, and then we'll see how it goes. I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got loads of corn in there, you see. I've got corn soup. Buy that out here. Corn soup, mashed corn, and there's my method ball there. You see, I actually make the ball, put loads of corn in it, and then I squeeze a load of this around the ball. Some bit sticks, and then I put some corn soup, smother it around the ball. And look at that. Lots of attraction.
Here we go. Well, we've had a couple of stuttery runs off the inside over there. One of them came back and the piece of corn was over the point of the hook. That was annoying. Very often different species in there, and this is the rod that was straight out in front, cast towards the pylon, about 25 metres out, and feels like a decent Siamese carp. So yeah, let's hope it's oh, there we go. Coming towards that now. Feels strong. I don't think it's huge. If I'm guessing, fish maybe 60 pounds. Lovely. Fish went in shallow water and sensed it, turned around, didn't like it. Warm. Love me? No, he's okay.
No.
I'm going pink. Mang si shampoo.
Ồ, đi đông nữa.
Go and have a look. Oh.
Đây.
Yes, fish about £50. There we go, fish about 45, maybe £48. Lovely. Okay, superb. First fish of the day. That'll do as a warm up. Lovely stuff.
It's Harvey over there. He just I lost the cap to the camera over there in the water on the first day, and he just asked me where it went down, when it went in, and he had a bite on that rod there in the middle of open water, and I said, what is it? And he said Siamese straight away, so it might be a pretty decent fish, I think. Big fish? Nice. So he's fishing that bank today. It's nice to see him on that bank. I hope he does really well. Yeah, I think he's got rods right down in that corner, but he's certainly got 2 rods up here off this bed of hyacinths. And I've got one as well. It might actually put more pressure, thinking about it, on that. Well, it will put more pressure on that hyacinth bed now, so it might be a bit more tricky to get so many fish on there today. I might have to rethink my strategy on that one. Yeah, I've got one just down the edge. Oh, I think I told you already. Nice. Harvey's just putting a rod out down there. Okay, yeah, I like that little spot down there. Good. It's been a bit tricky. Harvey's had one fish, he's had a Siamese on a quill pop up. I lost, say, a big tambaki, and I've had a swai with bites. We don't get many bites, that's about it really for bites. So I'm just trying something new. I've got these these quad, I've cut them into 3 bits and 13 hook, but you put it in there, look, it just pops the hook. You can see try again. Okay, now see there, it just pops. You see that over the far corner. It literally, the hook is standing on its side. It's not laying flat. So it's really easy to suck in. So I'm going to whack that down the edge. Hopefully that'll be enough to get me a bite.
Well, that was a bit mad. Just loaded up the rod in open water and as it hit the water, there was a huge swirl and a big commotion, and I've got a funny feeling we've got a Chaopraya on here, and that'd be nice because I've got a Chaopraya t-shirt. Danzak has. Feels like a good fish. He's strong. See what happens. Yeah, it's oh, we've had it on about 8-10 minutes now, and doing his thing out in the middle of the lake. Strong fish. Hope he's hooked in the mouth, because when it all happens quick like that and on the surface, you just don't know what's happened. But it literally, as it hit the surface, I'm hoping it landed next to him. He turned and grabbed it. Well, it's definitely another PB on the end of the line. Can we get it in? That's the question. And they've got sharp fins as well, Chaopraya, so twisting and turning they can catch the braid, especially when it's under pressure. Always dangerous, you're always on edge. Like having a tambaki or a pacu on, you know the risk. Dan got bit off by one today, and I got bit off by one yesterday. And it hurts when you're not catching loads of fish. This one feels like he's hooked in the mouth, the way he's swimming. Got to keep it as smooth as you can. Trying to pump as little as possible. Make sure the pressure's maintained. Simply sort the pump out. Electric's turned off, is it?
Oh.
Maybe 20 minutes now. Fish is doing a bow wave on the surface out there.
Mi cái con
Swimming away from me now. I feel all the movements. Oh, that's better. Turn. Just going over towards the aerator a little bit.
cái slick tia phá này.
I'd say maybe a big Siamese. I'm convinced it's a Chaopraya, but we'll see. I hope.
Phá lần. Ui tia phá gì mà. Cùng nhây đi.
Okay, gonna let her go. What a cracking kipper. Look at the width of the head on that fish. Look at that. That is mental, isn't it? Unbelievable. But let her go as carefully as we can. There we go. Look at that. Unbelievable. What a fish. What an absolute beast. The depth. Go on, girl.
Well, Harvey's just had a massive Chaopraya catfish, about £160, and I went to get a cup of tea, and this went off. I had to sprint all the way back, so I'm a bit out of breath. Not sure what it is actually. Not sure. I reckon it could be something like a Ripsaw catfish. It's not really doing much. Or a Chinese big head would be nice. I've never had one of them out of there. So yeah, it's just not very far out now. Just there. Hopefully it's not a swai.
โอ้เขาเลยไหนคนนึงยี่ยกอยู่ยังเด่นกว่า
Nice one, Ripsaw catfish. Don't know how big, 30 odd pound. Nice, lovely. Good fight. Lovely fish, isn't they? Amazing creature, man. Just spined me as well, got me on the finger. I'll live. Super, cheers mate. Nice one, cheers buddy. Nice.
Well, we post cigarette. Fish, cigarette, I don't know what, whew, still shaking. What a fantastic fish, absolutely unbelievable. Danzak's just landed a Ripsaw as well. Relentless. Well, just put the Chaopraya back, still shaking a little bit from that one. Same rod, been out there maybe 5-10 minutes, gone off again, feels like a good sized Siamese by the lunges on the rod. Going quite fast through the water. I don't think it's one of the real huge ones, but still feels like a lump. Cool, the bow waves out there, look. Kicking off. Big time. Dan's got a screamer now. So everybody's running.
Right.
Big swirl by the aerator there. Those customary lunges from the big Siamese as they kick. Don't get that from the Mekong. Big swirl, good fish. On the GT Striker, Old Faithful, powerful rod. He's angry. Decision to come over here has been warranted already. Let's get a couple of Julians in a minute, but that just sounds greedy. Lands into a fish. Right in the middle of the lake. Mine's just down here to front it. Nice! Smash! Under the aerator now, it's a bit dicey. Swam back out. Go.
Okay.
In the net. Oh, another one. Oh. Just under £60, I would have thought. Okay, happy photo, okay.
It's 1:36 in the afternoon. Harvey's just hooked up to a fish, which he says is a Siamese. He's already had one Siamese today. He's doing good on that front. And he's had a Chaopraya catfish. Not sure what else he's had. I think that might be it. And I've had 2 swai and a Niger catfish. I had a rod over there on that bank. Went to check it just to pull it in. I reeled it in and there was no hook on it. It had been bitten off without me knowing it, which is pretty mental. And I got bitten off earlier. I lost a tambaki, which I saw, big one, and that bit me off. And that's about it really. I don't think I've lost any other fish today. Anything else has happened? I think Tim's gonna have a fish over there today. I think he's done a bit of work this afternoon. So they're sitting talking to. Oh shit! I've got to run. Shit! This one. Run. I think I've got a Siamese on here as well. John's got a Siamese over there. Something must have triggered them to have a feed. Start seeing a few bubbles come up out there. I cast my rods in an area in open water where I see bubbles coming up, and it's gone off. Was it half decent? Nice one. I think it's a Siamese. Oh, it's hot. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Thailand, it's very hot. Oh, sorry. It's a Siamese as well. I've had it on a few minutes now. Harvey's still playing his over there. Looks like we're about the same distance out. He hooked his a little bit before mine, so it might be, I don't know, it's still a fair way out. Nice. Difficult to tell the size yet. I think it's about 50-60 pounds at least. Could be bigger than that. It wasn't a Siamese after all. It was a monster tambaki. Look at that. I've lost one today. Been bitten off on another rod. Possibly a tambaki or paki, I should imagine. And then, yeah, just caught a tambaki. Nice one. Super. Tambaki. See how big its head is. It's my hand, my fist. Mouth, look at the teeth. Look at the teeth in there. Look at that. Look, you want to get your hand just caught in there. Another tambaki. Oh mate, it weighs a ton. Wow. Oh, great fight. I thought it was a Siamese carp. Lovely. I wouldn't like to tell how big that is. Really heavy. Lovely, cheers. Nice one, Matt. Awesome, really heavy, beautiful tambaki. Look at that. Look at the width of it. Super. I'll put it straight back, huh?
Yeah.
Nice one. Cheers.
Well, we've just slipped the net under another 60-pound Siamese carp here at Palm Tree Lagoon, and Danzak's had a tambaki, Ripsaw on a tambaki, and there's always a lot of questions and theories about what you should do to try and select fish. It's very difficult to actually select what species you want to catch. Obviously you catch what's feeded a lot of the time, but I think what we found is with the corn and the wafters, where the hook is laid on the bottom, you seem to catch less of the filter feeding fish. You're still going to pick them up occasionally. You'll get a Mekong come down and hoover up the whole lot, but we get the feeling that the corn and the wafters seem to be targeting or picking out the fish with the underslung mouths, the Ripsaw, the black carp, the Julians, fish like that. I think if you fish pop-ups, you're increasing your chances of the Siamese, the Mekong, the Big Ed, where the bait is actually wafting up in the area where they're feeding. So I'm on the right-hand bank here today, and it's lovely because you've got a lot to work, and Dan usually does a lot of miles running up and down here. I've sort of fished it a little bit differently. I have got 2 rods in this corner. This is the very end corner. So I've got one rod here that's fishing just off these hyacinths with a row of corn, and I've got another rod in the corner where Dan's been catching a lot of rohu and other lovely species. So we got them in the margins with corn, and hoping to pick up the juliens and fish with underslung mouths. And I've sort of compromised. I'm still trying to catch those fish, ripsaw and stuff like that, which seem to come out from the middle of the lake. So I've got those two down there, and then I've got these two here, and these are on krill wafters, fished straight out in front. I've had the two Siamese on these ones today. I did have this rod down this margin, but because I've had two fish out in open water, I thought I'll have two out there on krill wafters and two in the margins on corn, and then you're giving yourself two different chances of hopefully different species of fish. You'd be lovely to pick up something unusual like a shoulder river barb or a black shark minnow. We always say those fish, but they are so rare and uncommon that, you know, there's not many lakes you can go to catch them, but Palm Tree is one of them. So I think again, theories, that's the beauty of fishing. There's theories, ideas, whether you're right or not, but as long as you think about what you're doing, and the corn and the wafter are actually less buoyant and hopefully going to target the fish that feed on the bottom more, which we would like. Little bleep then. A stark contrast. The last 2 days I had very little happen before 3 o'clock, and today it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, the Chaopraya was a bit of a lucky one, and I took it as it hit the water. What a commotion! And yeah, that was a little bonus. And then the two Siamese, Dan's had ripsaw, a couple of ripsaws I think, and a tambaki already, and got bit off by another tambaki. I'd like a tambaki. He's had 4 now over the last 2 days. He'd never had one out here before. I had the black carp on the second day, which I've never had out of here before. So it's just been absolutely awesome as always. And we've still got the best bit of the day to come. Brilliant. Well, this is a standard Thailand rig, certainly a Palm Tree rig. This is one of their rigs actually. I come with 3 rods and they've given me 1 extra kindly. This is a heavy gauge wire method feeder, which you pack the ground bait onto, and then probably 8-9 inches 50-pound braid to a size 13 barbless hook. If you're coming here on holiday, this is what you'll be given. And Tim's never an advocate of complicated rigs, and nor am I, to be honest. And with the way the fish feed out here, you're cancelling out the weight of the hook with the bait, and fishing a nice sort of supple braid hook length. Got some lovely hook length material here. This is 50. If you go any higher, then you know it seems to make a difference to your catch rate. So stick with what they're using. If you're coming here yourself, then you know, make sure you go onto the website, read the rules, make sure that you know you keep it fairly simple. It's a size 13 hook on the carp rod, and I think it's 18 or 19 on the predator rod. But just ask them when they come, and they'll be happy to let you know what you should be using. So it's pretty standard, very standard. Pack the ground bait on there. I tuck it in a little bit. You don't need to. I'm just worried about it tangling as it's going through the air. And I'm using a single krill wafter, but that could be double pop-up, corn, or whatever you want really. So it's very uncomplicated, and a lot of people think it should be trickier than it is, or more complicated than it needs to be. Keep it simple.
Just caught a Julien's over there. I've got a rod round there just off that pontoon, but it's pissing with rain, torrential rain, and this camera's, the side bits come off the battery housing, so I'm not going to risk getting it wet. I'll just have a still on the video. So yeah, nice one. Cheers. On the last day, 3rd day, so we've got 4 hours left. We've got a moody, look at that storm front. That's amazing. Look at that. It's getting closer and closer, that is. That storm goes all the way along there. It's like the end of the world. There's Harvey over there. Taking the dogs. Looks like he's eating. Are you eating? Are you having your lunch? Are you having your lunch? Yeah, I had it earlier. Nice, isn't it? I've got a pot noodle there. That's not my lunch. I've had my lunch already. A tough day around the margins. No bites at all around the margins. I've moved my rod out into open water, and yesterday I had sweet corn on virtual rods. Today I've been on boilies on all rods, or wafters, and right now I've got cell wafters on all 4 rods, because that's where I seem to be getting my bites from at the moment. Yeah, so just reset every rod, waiting for a bite. We've been casting to showing bubbles as well, so just cast that one out there to just some blowing. It was coming up, so I just put a bait ball over the top of it. I just thought I'd do that quickly before that rain arrives, because I might not want to leave the dry area here. There's me in the mirror. I'm going to need to lose some weight when I get back home. I can't read that now. There's a lake behind us. Beautiful. Well, so it's just gone 4 o'clock. Show the storm. The storm. There's a mad storm coming in, man. Literally slowly. It looks like the end of the world is approaching. It looks ominous. It's going to absolutely hammer down in a minute. So I don't want to spend too long time getting this fish in, because you might get soaking wet. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's a swai or not. It feels quite lumpy, but I thought I had Siamese earlier, and when it come up as a swai, so I'm going to go with swai at the moment. Wait and see.
เหมือนกับมันด้านชอบไปเจ็ดวัน
แล้วก็ขึ้นมาฉีดวัคซีนแล้วก็ค่อยลงไปมั้ง
เนี่ยเขียนวัคซีนยึดปืนไว้กันปืนแล้วเขียนวัคซีนกับพักที่5 วัน
โอ้ย
ถ้าอีกแก่ป่วยเลยแหละจ้าไปเขียนวัคซีนมากับแก้ไข
เฮ้ย
ยกฝาไปบ้านด้วยนะนี่ยกมาคนเดียวเลยไหวไปเอาจับ
อยากไปอยู่ไหน
รออยู่สงสาร
บ้าใคร
ว่าไม่ด่าแล้ว
ตัวน้อยยังไม่บ้าหรอกอุ้ย
เจ๊บอกว่ายังฟิตอยู่
กระโหไส้มีเยอะไงก็เลยไม่ค่อยซีเรียสเท่าไหร่
ตอนที่ไหนคนนึง
โชกกระปุกที่หายเนี่ยขาดต้นเยอะหัวขาด
มันไม่เปลี่ยนแล้ว
เย้
Super.
ขาด
เชื่อไหมเขาต้องฝาทั้งวันที่ว่าเขาเลยฝาเป็นตัวนะเขาเลยฝาตัวเดียวโอ้ยไม่ใช่ซีมใส่แล้วนี่
มีใหญ่กว่า Okay.
The storm that was approaching actually missed us in Thailand. Most rainstorms are very sort of isolated. They come down a very small channel or corridor, if you like, and they go past. We just caught the edge of it, and it rained for a couple of minutes really, so that's very good. Yeah, just all the rods reset. Looks very nice. Just over 3 hours to go. Hopefully we'll get a couple of big ones. There's Harvey over there with Tim, sitting down, having a bit of a chat. Fire going, burning some more firewood over there. Yeah, I like this peg. Glad I fished it for 2 days. Very good. Very nice. Last day, 2 hours and a quarter of an hour, 2 hours 15 minutes odd left. As you see, I bought that rod. It's over there, around here now, just off those hyacinths. Well, I don't think I've had a fish in the last couple of days off there, so I haven't spent too much time fishing there. But I've seen bubbles coming up there recently. This one, second one, is just out in open water, and these two are quite close to each other, out in open water. I'm sticking to them. Thinking about sticking one down the edge as well, just close in. Maybe might pick something up, probably a swai, but nice little fire going over there. It's lovely temperature. It rained a bit, and it's quite cool. I've got a wet shirt on because I've been in the water. So yeah, today I've slightly different tactics. I've just only used corn in the first hour or so, a couple of hours, and then I'll switch over to boilies. Sort of got most of my bites on the cell wafters, and just went all over to them. Did have a couple of fish on krill wafters as well, but yeah, so they're all on cell wafters at the moment, and one's on 1.5, all the rest on 1. Quite a short hair, size 13 hooks. Yeah, so hopefully get a nice big Siamese, big black carp that Harvey had yesterday would be nice, or even a Chinese big head. Never had a Chinese big head out of here, so, and they do go very large in here, so that'd be very nice. Yeah, not a bite at all today off the margin spot. I don't think Harvey's had a bite off his margin spot either, so whether they've spooked off the spots, I'll see. I might have a go down the edge. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this left hand one down the edge. Just getting dark now, last day, just raining outside. I bought a loaf of bread with me and never used it. I just chucked it in. It's been out there about 20 minutes. One slice got done just a minute ago. Got a Leo, second one on the go. Have a few of them tonight because of the football. Just waiting for the Watford-Liverpool game to start, the early game. Just reset my rods, just put the left-hand one there, just down the margins. I keep going in that spot every now and again. I had to tan backy off it earlier. The other rod's out there. I bought, yeah, I think I've said all this already. Just starting to slowly pack my gear away. Last bit of ground bait. Got some more under there if I need it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching the football. Hopefully it'll be a good game, and the other games tonight. And yeah, 3 days, well, not just 3 days, 9-day trip, I think. Yeah, 9 day including tomorrow. We'll be going home, but we're staying at the hotel tonight so we can, yeah, have a few and get up without an alarm clock tomorrow. I feel less tired today than I did yesterday. But yeah, it's been a really good trip. Met loads of really nice people. Met Rick Moore and Dennis, and Carl again, and Danny Merrion and John Boy. If I've missed anybody, forgive me. Had a good vibe with Tim here, and Benny, and the guides, and all the staff, and Sue, and the kids. And yeah, looking forward to getting back again soon. JM Fishing Park is apparently going to be open about halfway through this month, so hopefully by the time I get back, or maybe midweek if I've got the energy, or next weekend I'd like to go and do a session there. And yeah, and starting to get messages from people that are back in England and overseas that hopefully they can come back here without any quarantine and fish with them. That'd be good. Loads of people. John's got, I don't get, after most of the messages John gets, which obviously very popular and great fisherman, and I've learnt loads of him. And yeah, I think he's got loads of people coming out at the same time and want to go fishing. So I'll probably be going on some of those trips, but I certainly won't be going on all of them. Just won't be able to budget the money to do it really, and have the time off work. But if I don't, so I look forward to going fishing with the people that do come out that I can do. The others I'll have a beer with, perhaps, you know. So yeah. But there's the lake, just getting dark. Stand up, massive. Massive bed on the left hand side there, but hasn't produced anything today at all. Down there, looking at the bank I usually normally fish. I'm running up and down like a madman. Got shoes, trainers on today. But I need to get some shoes up that you can go in the water with. I have ordered a pair. That whole bank's lovely. Nice trees and nature. And then Tim's had a bit of fish today as well. I'm not sure what they've had. There are a couple of fish down there today. And yeah, massive hyacinth beds. You know, hyacinth beds usually quite low, but they've grown up beautifully. And yeah, looking forward to having some dinner and a few beers, watching football. Hopefully we've got a couple more fish and a couple of tales to tell yet. In the mirror, how's that? How's the back of my head? Short back and sides, yeah? And number 2, Rod just screamed off and got a fish, and I thought it was a swai, but it's a Ripsaw catfish, Niger catfish, that aren't from the Niger River. They're actually South American fish that we initially thought they were from the Niger River because they're called the Niger catfish, but they're not. So we're just going to bring the camera around and get a photo of it, get a bit of filming. Nice one. That was on a cell wafter. I've been brilliant at cell wafters. I bought some new boilies, weren't really confident about what was the best, and yeah, the cell wafters today have been brilliant. The pineapple and MB Terric really good as well, and the krill wafters that Harvey uses, and I've bought a box off him, they're really good as well. So they're the ones that I've been using most on this trip, and had bites, but today cell wafter's been really good. There's Matt, come and take a picture. Okay. Aduh, cap dia. Okay, is it turn on already? Yeah. Okay. Second Ripsaw today. Looks very similar to one I had earlier. Lovely fish. Awesome creature. I'll put it back. Oh, it spines me. Okay, come on. Oh. Huh? Bit of a mad one. 7 o'clock, and I put a rod down the edge. I've been putting it in and out of there all day, and it just went off. And it was a Siamese. I thought it was a swai because I played it pretty hard, didn't let it go anywhere, and it's in there. It's in there. I don't know, how big do you think that? How big? 50 pounds? I don't know.
Oh, the one that
The light
come
one.
up. 30. Because this one is the one still
30 kilo? 30 kilo?
Yep.
Okay, it's about 70 pounds. It's a known fish in here. It's got a scale. So you say a scale missing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see. It's quite a light coloured one. That's 70 pounds. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, lovely. What a fight that was. Right under the rod tip. I thought it was a swai, so I cranked down the drag a little bit on that one. Oh, that's awesome. Super.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put back there.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, mate. Day, what a best ever session I've ever had at Palm Tree Lagoon. Pez just helped me pack my gear away now. I turn the light off. Awesome, pouring rain. Football's on, Liverpool 4-0 up. I've had 6 beers, and yeah, we'll talk about how the fishing went later, but Palm Tree Lagoon, mate, best fishery I've ever been to in my life. It's amazing, just amazing place, honestly. If you get a chance to come to Thailand and want to go fishing, come here and listen to Tim, listen to the guys, listen to Sue, and they'll put you right, you know. Tight line, mate, tight line vibes. Just finished third day, last day of Palm Tree Lagoon, 3 days, awesome, and the road trip. And earlier on, Benny was saying they were going to collect something, and I thought they was talking about mushrooms, but I was wrong. And this is what they were collecting. Okay, here they are. Wow. This is what we're having for dinner tonight, I think. What are they called?
Click, click.
Click click. And how you eat them?
Fry.
You fry them, yeah?
Fry or boiling.
I'll just give me a What's it, Benny? With bamboo, huh?
Yeah.
In the curry or?
Bamboo Bamboo
Bamboo
shoot.
shoots, yeah? Nice, okay. Are you cooking them tonight?
No.
Okay then. I won't try
I'm
one.
gonna take back for my
Okay,
auntie.
nice one. Nice one, super. Awesome, thanks for the trip, Benny. It's awesome, amazing. My best ever trip to Palm Tree, so super. Nice one. All right, I'm gonna go see the guys.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Danzak said the end of a lovely day, and now one of the Dalmatians has given him a cuddle. Isn't that lovely? Always congratulates the champion of the weekend. Oh, he had a cat sick at him today. It wasn't sick on him; it was sick at him. Yeah. It's lovely. Maybe it's something to do with the Arsenal shirt. I'm not sure. We're having a lovely little night, watching a bit of football. Sat with Tim. We've had our chicken cordon bleu, and we're watching a little bit of football to end a fantastic 3 days fishing. It's been good. Do sum up in a minute. We're sober.
Dan. 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 Dan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yep.
You all right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who won the cricket?
Chelsea.
Yeah,
1-0.
nice one. I'm glad they won.
You got
Yeah,
Chelsea
I
shirt
like-
on,
I
haven't
like- Yeah. I love the colours.
Yeah.
It's gets me erotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you. It's should we go then?
Yep.
Fucking, I'm fucking hammered, man. I was falling asleep. If I fall asleep, I fell asleep now. I don't fall asleep. Sit up. Fucking hell.
Oh shit, there's only a battery left. Well, we're driving back from Palm Tree Lagoon on Sunday just after 11 o'clock, and we've heard reports that they've had 1/3 of a metre of rain in Pattaya, and Dan's shitting it, shitting the brick. He's
driving, it's alright.
he's gagging for Texas chicken,
Yeah.
and he's
Oh,
not
mate.
going to fail this time.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. How long's it now?
How long is it? Got 30 minutes of Texas chicken, and we've got 2 hours 35 minutes left of the journey back to Pattaya. We'll probably do a little sum up in Texas chicken. It's been absolutely fantastic. Jaded this morning. We stayed up till 2 o'clock last night nearly, watching Chelsea and Brentford. Brentford were absolutely amazing. We've watched 3 games of football. Tim drifted off, I think, at about the middle of the Chelsea game. Danzak drifted off about 10 minutes before the end of the Chelsea game in the chair. I think I got some video of that, you would have seen it. Really, yeah. But fan dummy doozy.
Well, just on the way home from our road trip, fishing trip from Palm Tree, and we found a Texas chicken. We went to one and it was closed, and we've been doing U-turns and detours, and we found another one. Is it open?
It's open.
Yeah.
Looks like we made it.
We love Texas chicken.
Yeah, so if you're in Thailand and you like a bit of fried chicken, it hammers, in our humble opinion, hammers KFC.
Yeah.
It's cleaner, it's less oily, and it's tasty. They get lots of different sauces. Where'd it go? But that was an expedition, wasn't it? 2
Yeah.
sets of U-turns and
Poor pissing rain.
yeah, it's just a real ball ache. Let's hope it's worth it.
Yeah.
Texas chicken.
So,
We have been here.
have we?
First time ever.
First
on the
time
way
we
to
ever
Jurassic.
had Texas chicken was here.
Yeah, first
Wow.
time I ever had it.
Blimey.
Big time. Remember this narrow bit. What a great place.
Couple of swats with a GoPro, with a video camera.
There we go. Texas chicken has been polished off. There's another tender here, Danzak. If you want
mate,
it, I'm sure. Not that spicy burger.
Take it for the journey home, innit?
Yeah.
Munch on it. Gnaw on it.
Oh, gnawing on a bone. But yeah, we were looking forward to that. We are well fueled up now, and halfway back the journey home. And the dust is settling on 8 or 9 days of full-on action, really. We travelled up on last Friday afternoon to a hotel, OYO.
OYO is the name of a chain of budget hotels.
525, I think it was.
When we arrived, I thought it was a bit of a nightmare. It looked like in the back streets of Bangkok, and the Chinese Thai guy that run it, bloody legend, wasn't he?
Yeah, brilliant.
Awesome bloke.
Yeah, he
spoke great English.
Done as much as he could.
Yeah, and he was just super nice. He dropped us off. No, so we dropped him off and he showed us where the car park was, which was quite a way away. And then we just walked back, and then when we left, he got on a motorbike and ferried us, shuttled us down there, didn't he?
Yeah, he was cracking.
And he was awesome. Had a drink with him and
Yeah.
And so we've done 2 days in Tower Bend, meeting Rick Moore and Danny Marion and Dennis and
John Nicholson.
And Carl.
Carlos de Windross.
Yeah. And we caught 9 different species on that first day. 70 baht to fish there, which is very cheap.
70 baht rod, yeah.
About £1.50.
Great food.
Lovely fish in there.
Yeah.
Julian's come out, went there. Beagle, carp, common carp,
jig java bar. There was a Siamese, striped catfish. It was superb, wasn't it? 9 different species everybody shared. The Soldier River bar for Danny was probably fish of the day.
The java bar was £3.
3.7, John.
Like a big roach, awesome fish.
Yeah.
And then we fished it on the second day, and we fished the opposite end of the lake in the corner. It was really good. We had a Julian's both at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, double hook up.
And then we had a big swite at the same time.
Yeah.
We had common carp, koi carp,
Java.
It was just a nice day, wasn't it?
Regal.
The food there is amazing, isn't it? It's
as good as anywhere.
It's like it's going to a top Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's like 60 baht a dish. And it was amazing food.
Yeah.
And, so I'd definitely like to go back there again. Sort of place you can go spend a weekend, not spend too much money, and meet up with other people around the sort of Bangkok area and have a bit of a vibe. You know, especially in non-COVID times when you can go out to a few bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a laugh.
Very similar to JM. Different similar species and great food and at a reasonable price. Great, really, wasn't it? I'm looking forward to going back there. If people are coming to Thailand and on a bit of a budget and can't fish the big waters, you could just go there and have 2 days fishing and a couple of nights in a hotel and a night in Bangkok and sort of do a few things and catch a few species which you might not have caught before, like the Julians, and if you're lucky enough, a Soldier River bar, which I still.
It was a nice one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
silver.
Yeah. I think that's would
Black
be a
shark minnow in there as well,
good option for people that aren't rolling in it.
Yeah.
So we left. We drove from there. Well, after I bust the back box on your truck, trying to shut it when the lock was on, we drove with the lid up to what's it called? Bangpong. On the river. It's Bangpong. Yeah. On the river, which is just around the corner of Mighty Monster Lake.
Yeah, Bangkok River. No, sorry, not Bangkok. Mekong River. Yes.
And we rocked up there at about 9 o'clock at night. Paid the lady for our room. Showed her the box. Out come her brother and son or nephew, and they jumped in the back, dismantled it
straight away, weren't they?
Yeah.
Taking bits of truck off and they straightened the metal out, got it back on there. Awesome job.
Hammered it flat, got it back, and it was in full working order. Given 500 baht, I think they were quite pleased with that. And we got into bed. and then went down and had a look at the river in the morning, which was like the Severn in flood. It was hammering through, chocolate brown.
So one thing you forgot to mention, when we went back to look at the river when we got there at night time, we realised it was after curfew, and some Thai guy come past a motorbike and goes, "Go home, where are you going?"
Where are you going? I just have a look at the river, mate. We're fishing tomorrow. All right. Cheers, mate.
So the next day we went on the river, didn't we? On that barge.
Yeah.
And we met a Thai guy. Do you remember his name? Did you find his name?
I don't. I'm not very good with names.
He and his mate run this restaurant. The whole barge was because of COVID. There'd normally been a buzzing marketplace of restaurants. He was the only one surviving there.
Yeah.
And we ended up having food there and having a few drinks. And
it's a huge barge. Must be 300 metres long.
They were fishing the whole time we were there, weren't they?
Yeah, they love it.
Little barbs at night time, catching catfish. So we went back to see them the second night after IT Monster Lake and had a few beers and something to eat again. And IT Monster Lake. Then that was a good one, wasn't it? It was
it was a very relaxing day, and Benji was brilliant. Tim and Benji from Palm Tree came to have a day with us. We were worried when it rained. We were worried that the truck was going to get stuck. In the morning, they had Julians to £19, some very small soldier river barb, and some common carp, and quite a few other Julians in the sort of £6 to £10 range. But it looks like that might be shutting now and becoming a floating solar farm. So when the rain came, we moved over onto the Predator Lake. I've still got the scars from getting hooks out of red tails, foolishly trying to do that, which should learn by now. But the red tails are ravenous. The bait would hit the surface very often within seconds. Tim had a Chaopraya, which would have been 60-70 pounds, I reckon. Apart from that, just a lot of big-headed red tails, wasn't it? We had a few beers there, didn't we? And went back.
Then we went back to the boat, to the raft.
Went back to the raft that night. We sat with them, watched them fishing, and had a couple of beers and a bit of food. It's lovely.
And then we left there, and we did a day on what we call it a clong in Thailand, which is like a canal or drain.
It's more like a drain.
It's quite, again, it was fast flowing and chocolatey. To just go back to the river where we fished off the barge is usually it's up at the moment about 1.5 to 2 metres with flood water. It's usually clear. So the river was up, it was blasting through, wasn't it? And chocolatey. So it's very difficult conditions. And we only caught a few little barbs, didn't we?
Type of barbs, We found out we had to buy this very smelly stuff, and it is smelly. Smelliest thing I've ever used to put on a hook. They were using plastic bags to stop it getting on their fingers, and using sticks to wind it on their hooks because it's got woven cotton in amongst it. And that night I thought, well, I'll buy some of this stuff, and I've left it in the truck. Dan's woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning looking for a bottle of water, which was already in his room.
2 nights running.
2 nights running, But on this particular night, he's thought to himself, I better get that stuff out of the truck, because it's going to be stinking.
I went in the truck looking for water.
And you could smell it.
And a tub of stuff was in there and it smelled a bit. I thought I'll just put that outside the truck on the floor. Next day we couldn't find it. The woman that owned the place helped us look everywhere, look at all the rooms, and then she walked outside up the road and a dog had eaten it, and it was all bitten with bite marks. The dog probably had a stomachache after eating that.
Yeah, it's horrible stuff. Horrible stuff.
But I went down to the barge where we'd previously been fishing with the guys there, and I bought another one off them for 100 baht, and went back to meet Harvey, who was on that clong on the drain
next to the bridge, wasn't it?
We fished. We had a few hours there, didn't we?
Yeah.
An old guy stops in his old 50-year-old Mercedes, 80 years old. Spoke a bit of English, and he said he'd been to England 5 years ago, been to Stonehenge and Windsor Palace, and a really nice old chap, wasn't he?
Yeah, cracking bloke, lovely. Everybody's very friendly up around there.
Really
everybody
nice
we meet was just lovely, and nobody was worried about COVID and staying away from us, and all the rumours you hear is bollocks.
And then we've done a few hours on that clong. you caught one, didn't you? I didn't catch anything.
Yeah, it was weird. First bite, first chuck had a nice size one, and then nothing after that. Yeah, mad really. It always happens like that.
And then we left there and headed to Palm Tree, where Danny Merrin and John Boy just finishing up their third day. And we got a bit of a vibe with them, quite funny, had a bit of a laugh, and and had some nice food. All sitting around the table and all that together.
Yeah, Danny ended up sleeping there, didn't he?
Yeah, Danny ended up sleeping the night there because he got a bit hammered.
Yeah.
And the next day we woke up and started fishing the first of our 3 days at Palm Tree. We won't go sort of through every fish we caught throughout the whole trip, but I started off on the right hand bank and then I did 2 days on where Oz normally goes, the back end of the left hand bank, bungalow swim.
Yeah.
And Harvey gets on really well with Tim and they're good mates, and so Harvey fished on the pontoon.
Yeah, first 2 days.
First 2 days you did, and then the third day, you went on the right hand bank.
Yeah.
But over the 3 days, we had some mega catches, didn't we? You know, like
You certainly did. Yeah.
I mean, I had one ESOP come out. It's the whole ESOP come out for the trip. Really,
Yep.
it's quite surprising, really, because you should get a few of them, didn't you? Yeah. Only one of them.
Robo Carp.
Yeah. 3 Ripsaws, all about the same size. They don't look big, but they're very dense fish. They're heavy.
Yeah.
Had 6 Julians. I'd say four of them were around £40, and one of them was about £50.
Yeah.
And the others were about £40. And only one smaller one, which I caught on the last day. I'd never had a tambaki out there before. I think I had 4 tambaki in there.
You had 3 on the second day, and 1 on the third day. Yeah, so you had 4.
Lost a big one as well, and got bit off. You got bit off as well, didn't you?
I got bit off by something. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. No.
Probably was a tambaki or packer though. The way they feeding.
It was one of them too. Yeah.
And what's next in the line of order?
You had several smallish Siamese, didn't you?
Yeah.
And a lot of striped catfish.
Yeah.
Did you have mollicot or anything?
No mollicot.
No, I had the one.
Yeah.
And then you had the carp, Siamese carp known as eyebrow or eyebrows, and that one is a monster, bigger than the Warrior, so it's a new PB for you and a t-shirt winner.
About £200.
Yeah.
So that's a mega catch to catch that. Really good fight.
And the Mekong catfish as well, which was caught later on, which is somewhere over £400, estimated £420. You know, it's very difficult when fish get to that size to be accurate, but you know, that's as close as the owner of the lake could tell us.
You hooked it, didn't you? And on the second day, and got it in a good amount of time, really, didn't you?
I mean, in all honesty, I had a very few fish compared to you. I had quite a few striped catfish on the first day. But on the first and second days, I was, apart from the 3 swai on the first day, I was blanking until 3 o'clock. And then on the first day, I had the Mekong catfish, the same one that Dan had, that was over £400, and then a Siamese carp at £90, and then about 6 or 7 striped catfish and a mollicot to finish. So 2 quality fish. One of them is a fish of a lifetime. On the second day, blanking till 3 o'clock, watching Dan running around, alarm screaming, Julian's, tambaki. You're thinking, shit, what is going on? And then I had 2 nice Mekong. I don't know how big they'd be, maybe 130, 140 pounders, which I was happy with. And then right at the end, had a stuttery run on the left hand bank, and it turned out to be a Chinese black carp that would have been well over £50. Again, another fish that I'm going to struggle to beat if I fish every day for the rest of my life. And then on the last day, it was sort of roles reversal actually. Not roles reversal, but I had 3 bites quickly in the morning instead of waiting till 3 o'clock for it to get going. I had 3 bites quickly, 2 Siamese carp, 50 or 60 pounds, between 50 and 60 pounds, and then my bait ball hit the water and it just exploded, and the line was peeling off the spools that quickly I couldn't shut the bait arm. Managed to, and then I was into a fast swimming fish, which I sort of realised early on was a Chaopraya catfish, and it turned out to be a fish of about £160, which was just unbelievable. So another fish of a lifetime, one a day. I didn't really catch much apart from those 3 fish, but that is what Palm Tree's all about.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're one bite away from that fish, and how demoralised you are or feel like you're struggling, just keep going, because they'll turn up, or you know, you've got a hell of a chance of it happening. Fucking hell of a trip.
Well, I had 4 PBs, which was amazing PBs to get as well. PB
Siamese.
PB Siamese Carp, PB Mekong Catfish, PB Julians, and PB Tambaki.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nice fish to catch.
Yeah.
You had
mine would be the Mekong, Chaopraya, and the black carp.
So
So 3 PBs. I don't think any of the others. I mean, mollycock was decent size, but I've never really judged them. Slimy little bugger. But amazing, and a massive thank you to Tim, Benny, Sue, and all the guys there.
Met along the way, really.
You know, the staff at Palm Tree, absolutely amazing. Again, we had breakfast, lunch and dinner every day, and just looked after and made sure we were happy. We had beers every night, and we watched the football last night and stayed there till certainly 1:30 in the morning, when Dan was doing his snooze in the chair. And it rounded off the 9 days just perfectly, didn't it? The timing of it. So that is the end of our first trip away, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Road trip.
Road trip.
Thanks for watching the video, and click like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and you know, don't forget Texas chicken. I can't. I'm stuffed, mate. I'm surprised you're still eating. You made it. Okay. Tight line vibes. Yeah, we've almost a pat here, and Dan needs a little pick me up, and he's gone into Weasel Coffee. Look at that. I'll find a little place. I don't know if it's any relation. The Stoat goes into the Weasel Cafe. Something out of Watership Down, maybe. Lovely view of the Khao Kiao rolling hills, which are on the approach to Pattaya. There we go. Looks like I've seen that King Kong up there with the clouds.
Mountain gorillas up there.
Mountain gorillas up there. Bigfoot stick.
Maybe Weasel Coffee.
Got his Weasel Coffee.
It's one of those coffees that goes through the thing, and then they excrete the coffee beans out. It's bloody horrible.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking it.
He's still drinking it. He's paid for it, 90 baht.
Paid for it, mate.
Yeah. £2 for a Weasel shit coffee.
Yeah.
Still moody old sky, and we are nearly home. We've got 42 minutes. We're just coming up to Lam Chabang, the biggest port on the eastern seaboard.